Let's talk about my budget that's going to allow me to retire in my 40s because your girl does not want to work a 9 to 5 until she's 65. I break out my budget into 4 categories: fixed living expenses, savings, investments, and my fun spending money. My favorite parts about my budget is that it will actually tell you what percent each bucket is of your take home pay. I find it more helpful to have context around those numbers to tell me, am I spending too much or too little in any one category? If we look at my living expenses, they are pretty low, and it's only about to get lower because I'm almost done paying off my car, which I am so excited about. But having low living expenses is really the key to what's allowed me to save and invest so aggressively. One of my favorite budgeting tips is to add a buffer to your fixed living expense number to account for any unexpected or larger than expected bills that might pop up that aren't accounted for above. So for me, I like to add a 5% buffer. This brings my true living expenses to about $1,800 a month, which is 42% of my take home pay. For my savings that's going into my high yield savings account, I like to set aside around 30% of my take home pay to go into that account. When you plug in your savings percent goal up here, it'll tell you how much you should be saving each month. Once you've entered how much you're actually going to be saving each month in this middle section, then it'll tell you what percent of your take home pay that is so you can see if you're hitting your goal. For my investment section, I'm only looking at post-tax investments specifically here because I'm budgeting with take home pay. My only goal here is to max out my Roth IRA each month, given that I'm already contributing about 24% of my salary to my 401k. That leaves my fun spending money budget at $670 a month. But the important thing to remember is to make sure you're budgeting all of your other buckets, your living expenses, your savings, and your investments first before you're looking at how much you can spend. The most important budgeting principle I'm following to help me retire in my 40s is really budgeting around my savings and investment goals and then figuring everything else out after.